Of the 19 Democrats running for president so far, only one sits on the House Judiciary Committee, the committee that could first consider the question of impeaching Donald Trump. And that Congressman, Democrat Eric Swalwell of California, joins me now. Thank you for being here, Congressman.
Hey, Joy. Thanks for having me.
Great to see you. So let's talk about impeachment. It is a very, it's a divisive issue in the sense that the base of the Democratic Party seems very much in favor of proceeding to that step, particularly after the Mueller report came out. But leadership does not seem in favor of it. Were you on that call today with Speaker Pelosi?
Yes, and I'm someone who thinks we're headed that way, but I want to get it right. You know, I'm one of the persons that's going to have to prosecute this case. And so, you know, when I was a prosecutor for 7 years, before I went to court, I had my pencils sharpened, my subpoenas ready, my witnesses in the waiting room, and the exhibits ready to be presented. And so we only get one shot. I want to make sure when we do that, if that's what it's going to take, that we get it right. So first things first, bring Mueller in. I think that's going to be illuminating for the American people. Get the full unredacted Mueller report, which we've also asked for. We're not going to do Donald Trump justice, you know, just reach a conclusion and then, you know, back into the evidence. We're going to do this the right way. And I'm confident that he's going to be held accountable. He's not going to be president in 2021. He's going to be removed by the voters or by Congress. But his days are numbered.
So you think impeachment will happen?
I think we're headed that way. We're closer there now than we were before the report came out.
Right. And Elizabeth Holtzman, who was on earlier, who was in Congress during the Nixon era, and when that impeachment was rolling along, she made the point that Nixon started out very popular and that over time, the country was sort of educated through the impeachment hearings. So do you think that those hearings themselves could be the place where, I mean, Donald Trump is already very unpopular, but where people could really learn even more about what he's
seeing is believing. And that's why I think Bob Mueller coming before the committee, the American people trust him. And when he lays out how close this president got us to the Russians, and even today, Joy, never in that report, the 200 pages on collusion, did he say, oh, by the way, these relationships stopped. Like, they might still be ongoing. When he lays that out, and then the 10 different ways he tried to obstruct because he has a guilty conscience, I think the American people are going to be quite concerned.
You're running for president. You're running for Donald Trump's job. And I guess one of the questions that a lot of voters ask me, and I don't know if they ask you about this when you're on the campaign trail, is are Democrats actually tough enough to beat Donald Trump? Democrats tend to be genteel. They want to play by the rules. They want to be nice. Donald Trump is not going to play nice. Are Democrats tough enough to beat this president?
Yeah, I'm tough enough. I think there's others in the field who are. I beat a 40-year incumbent in my own party just to get to Congress. People like me aren't supposed to be in Congress. My parents didn't know a congressman until their son got elected, and I fought my way there to represent a generation that I thought needed that. The case that I would make to the American people with Donald Trump, without having to get in the mud every single issue he wants to, is that this person may have been right in identifying that you need higher wages, lower healthcare costs, a brighter future. He's utterly failed you in every single way to deliver. Here's my viable plan to do that. I think that wins. I don't think you have to accept the premise of some of these arguments that he makes that, you know, immigration is the most important issue facing us, or that we're drifting towards socialism. I'm not going to take that bait, and I think I can punch right back when I need to.
But you've also said that you put Republicans in your cabinet. Is that a message Democrats are going to want to hear?
I think most of the country wants to see us united. We may have to send a search party out to find Republicans who will put country over party. But when it comes to some of the democratic reforms that we're going to have to make immediately because of the corruption and the graft and the nepotism that this president has brought into our country, I want to have some Republicans that give me credibility. I don't think I'm going to find them in the Congress, but I do believe that there are some out there, and I'm confident saying that I can lead the country.
Aren't most Republicans essentially Donald Trump Republicans at this point in the country that are still Republicans?
You know what's interesting, when you look at those polls, the number of Republicans is probably going down. So he's more popular among those who have stayed. But a lot of people, David Jolly, you know, left the Republican Party. He was a colleague of mine. There are a lot of people like him.
He did. I have to ask you this question. You're from the great state of California.
Yes.
We know that Senator Kamala Harris is also running from the great state of California. A lot of consternation among women who are looking at this field that's got a lot of diversity in it, African Americans, women, but the white guys are all polling up at the top. The current polling average has Biden, Sanders, O'Rourke, and then Kamala Harris, Senator Harris in fourth place. Why does the field need yet another, to be blunt, another white guy in the field? There are a lot.
And Kamala Harris and I come from the same district attorney's office, so I have great respect for her. I don't think anyone's identity should hold them back, but I think the next president should see all races, all identities, but recognize where you can't speak for someone's experience and pass the mic to someone who can. I've pledged that I would ask a woman to serve as vice president. I would put forward a diverse candidate, and I'd put forward policies that would make sure that, you know, inherent bias that exists or discrimination that exists in communities would be eliminated, and that we would make sure everyone, everywhere, has opportunity.
How do you get the nomination? Which of the first four primaries or caucuses are you going to win?
Iowa. I was born there.
So
and I understand why people there work hard and what they want in the next president.
Your strategy is an Iowa-based strategy.
Well, it's actually a nationwide strategy. I went to Alabama, Indiana, Texas last election, so I'm going to go everywhere.
All right, we are out of time.
Thanks, Joy.
Eric Swalwell, thank you very much. Good luck on the campaign trail. Appreciate it.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.